Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to another video on Polenar Tactical. I'm Ian McCollum, not Žiga, because Žiga has asked me to describe, to evaluate the rifle that he is taking to Finnish Brutality 2023 for you. Now, before we went into the match, Žiga, myself, and Mike from Bloke on the Range all figured it would be cool to take 7.62 NATO caliber rifles, battle rifles, for Finnish Brutality this year. So I brought a G3, Mike brought a FAL, and Žiga, naturally, of course, brought an AK. Now, it had to be a 7.62 NATO AK, so he has this Izhmash IT-20 is the designation on it. It's a 308 AK. They're all the same, basically. And he has then gone and dragged it completely through a tactical catalog, and nothing other than the receiver is original. So I figured we can take a look at what he has done here, and I can give you some of my thoughts on what the improvements and perhaps what some of the detriments are. So, starting at the front, I think he considered putting a suppressor on it, which to my mind would have been a really good move. There's going to be a lot of, probably a lot of dust at Finnish Brutality this year, and a suppressor does a really good job of almost completely eliminating muzzle blast, which means you're not kicking up dust and dirt in front of the gun when you're shooting. Instead, Žiga has gone for a 308 scale version of the AK-74 break, which is best known for its incredible concussive muzzle blast, which is going to kick up even more dirt than normal. Now, it will reduce felt recoil, which I wouldn't expect. Žiga's in good shape. He's a big dude. He shouldn't have any trouble controlling an AK like this, but I guess he does, and so he went for sort of the sissy version recoil reducing muzzle brake, which almost certainly will cause him problems with dust. Now, moving back slightly to the handguard, this is a Shooting Sight, I believe Shooting Sight USA handguard. Of course, it's not one actually made for this rifle. That would have been the simple, smart way to go, but instead he got one made for a regular 7.62 AK, 7.62 by 39 AK, and then hacked on it with a Dremel tool until it mostly fit. I can't help but notice a couple things here. We've got 2 screws in there. We've got one here that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 hex head screws on just the handguard alone, which has to be a sign of excellent quality, and nothing can possibly go wrong. Oh, wait, sorry, there's 2 more on the handguard here. So 17 hex head screws just in this space. That's definitely going to do well there. And the whole point of this fancy extra handguard with all of its rails and everything is to put 1/3 of a Magpul vertical front grip on it. Now, on a regular AK, this sort of thing makes sense. It's cut away like this because you have a curved magazine that has to rock in, and so you have to cut away the front pistol grip if you're going to move it this far back in order to clear the magazine. Well, with a 308 mag like this, you have to rotate it that far. So there's actually no need to cut this away at all. It's stupid and pointy now, so I'm not sure why he did that, but that was apparently worth the 17 hex head screws and the extra weight of the ground up Dremel front handguard. So charging handle extension makes sense. Charging handle on AK is a little small. We've got another hex head set screw on here, which hopefully won't fall out. No, sorry, I'm wrong. There's two hex head set screws on there, which hopefully won't fall out during a match. The back half of this handguard is a replacement dust cover with a Picatinny top rail. Good idea, allows him to easily mount an optic. He's gone with a Holosun red dot and Holosun magnifier here. I have to say I like that choice. That's something that I use pretty regularly. I opted to go with an ACOG myself this year, but that was because the charging handle on my G3 will interfere with multiple optics stacked. Anyway, I like the red dot magnifier setup. What has me a little bit dubious is, apropos of the bender sticker that he's put on here, the rail is kind of bendy, and the optic actually flexes a little bit with kind of mild pressure. So we will see that. Personally, I prefer my optic to actually be stable and solidly mounted instead of bendy, but Žiga has his preferences, and so wobbly optic it is. Note that there is a very stable side rail here, which he's opted not to use, instead adding all of this material on top in order to get the extra bendiness factor. The AK, this has the front latch from like a typical AK-100 style, nice, lightweight, skeletonized, or full stock if you prefer it that way, side folder. Still has the side folding trunnion, however, that does fold. So this folds halfway, but the cheek rest prevents it from actually folding all the way. So you essentially no longer have a folding stock. It can open, but it can't actually fold all the way over, which really defeats the purpose of having the folding trunnion. Extra cut in the front for the locking catch that's of no use. And instead, he has some sort of clone of like a SCAR stock or an ACR stock on here. It is extendable. Like right now it's all the way collapsed in, and that's definitely too short. All I should need to do is squeeze these and pull this. Squeeze these two, and the stock should extend. It's a great design. This is fantastic. There we go. All right. Now, I have to say, somewhere in Slovenia, there is a highway bridge that's going to collapse because the girder here has been stolen from it and used to build this thing. The good news is, I think with this in place, there's a fairly good probability that stock won't actually just fall off the rifle this time, like it did the last time Žiga brought an AK like this to a Brutality match. So pros for that, the stock should stay on. I don't know, it's an adjustable stock. I think personally I'd just go with a fixed one of the appropriate length, skip the open slot, have a better cheek rest on it, but that's set up there. The optic, or the magnifier, is tip over compatible, like you can flip it out of the way if you don't want it. That's good. And lastly, we do have the improved safety here, so quick and easy to modify. That's a Žiga is a high-speed, low-drag shooter, and that's definitely a high-speed, low-drag accessory. It does have an extra little hole in there to lock the bolt open, which you never need to do, or to let dirt in, which is a great idea. So overall, I guess we've yet to see how Žiga will do with this rifle in Finnish Brutality. I think we're all going to do well on the rifle spinners because we have 308. As for the rest of the match, time will tell. If you want my prediction, personally, I can't see any conceivable way that Žiga could like win the match with this rifle. There's no way that's going to happen. So, anyway, my condolences to Žiga in advance on his performance with this thing. I hope it doesn't hurt his feelings too badly when it inevitably collapses and destroys his match.